Hello, all of you beautiful humans. It is Wednesday evening, and I was coming outside for a few trampoline hops, but it's raining just enough that I'm sitting under the porch instead. I hope, if you're tuning into this, that you are having a magnificent, beautiful, fulfilling, maybe a little challenging, maybe just really joyful type of day. I'm here today because I want to talk about something that I think about a lot, and recently it's been on my mind even more. And synchronistically, many of you have been reaching out to me about this same thing. So I thought I would just make a little video to share with you guys. So today I want to talk about what to do when you've been harmed in the past and you still feel resentment and hate and frustration and anger around that thing. How do we deal with this, and why would we want to? That's kind of what I'm going to address in today's video. So first I'll talk about why would you want to address this stuff. So if you've been harmed by someone, you've had your heart broken, you've had someone treat you in a way that was in violation of your own personal boundaries, if you've had an experience like this, it's possible you feel hurt. Most of us do when something like that happens. And so depending on how long it's been since the event has happened, it might be fresh, so you might just have experienced this and be feeling kind of the fresh wound still, and it might have been years. So really I'm talking to you if it's been years, months, just too fucking long, and you're ready to let go of this thing and not have it affect your life. So again, why would we care about doing this? Essentially, this is what happens. If I've been hurt in the past, I've been harmed through the actions of another, yet I'm still holding on to that sense of hurt and frustration and anger and pain and resentment. What will happen is I will move through my life and I'll create new relationships and do things, but I will be seeing everything I create and do through the lens of this pain, hurt, whatever stories I've made up as a result of that hurt. That's the lens in which I'm operating in the world now. And so I will go into relationships, and because I have not come to a place where I can be grateful for this pain, and I've forgiven the pain that has been done upon me and sort of alchemized it into a blessing and saying, you know what, that fucking hurt, but I'm glad that happened to me, and this is why. If I haven't gotten to that point yet, I'm going to be entering future relationships from a place of fear, from a place of I'm never going to get hurt like that again, or I'm never going to let anyone do that to me again. So I might enter a relationship with a lot of walls up or boundaries or protection mechanisms, right? Kind of guarding my heart. In addition, I'm going to project the fears I have onto my relationships and the people I'm in relationship with. So for instance, let's say in the past, I had a partner who cheated on me, and I discovered that via going through his phone and discovering a bunch of messages to other women. Okay, so if that happened to me and I have not done the inner work to heal this wound, that's what we're talking about today, healing. So I have not healed this yet. I'm still fucking bitter, angry, and resentful about this, which is okay. If that's you, there's nothing wrong with you. And I don't currently have anything I feel bitter, angry, and resentful about, but I have before, and it's a natural human reaction. So that's why I'm making this video. There's nothing fucking wrong with you, and maybe these tips can help you feel a little bit better in your day-to-day and more open and free and less resentful. So if I have not done the inner work and alchemized this experience and found healing in that, I will project that fear. So now I'm entering my next relationship, if we go back to the example, with a fear of being cheated on, being deceived, with a fear of my partner hiding things behind my back. And so I will enter the next relationship projecting those fears onto the relationship. And so these are the cases where You've got one partner who is it almost seems like they're looking for where their partner fucked up. You're like, they're constantly putting into question, could it be this good? No, they must be doing something wrong. I need to look at their phone. That is that person's fear from their past pain in relationship being projected onto the current relationship. And so then the problem we have is self-sabotaging. So this is where sabotaging your own relationships and your own happiness comes into play. So if you are projecting your fears and your insecurities onto your current relationship or partner, you will start to see things differently. You won't be seeing reality. You'll be seeing reality through your own tainted lens. So this is where people who are in what it seems to be a perfectly healthy, happy, functioning relationship will sabotage the relationship. They'll either do something that their unconscious knows will end their relationship, like go out of the bounds of the monogamous agreement or something like that, or they will look at the relationship again and again and say, no, look, he's not showing up, she's not showing up, they're not doing this, and they'll literally see it differently. So you've got one partner saying, no, everything's fine, I'm not talking to other women, of course not. And the other partner saying, don't think you can fool me, buddy. I saw you on your phone the other day, da 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 da. And so it just gets really messy from here. And what's happening in these situations where one partner is kind of like, what's going on here? This is not reality. And the other partner is feeling and experiencing this as reality, whether it be, I'm suspicious of you cheating on me, or you don't care about me, you're not putting time towards me, whatever the wound is that's being projected onto this new relationship, it can lead to a very confusing environment. So if you're out there and you've been hurt, you feel hurt, you've been harmed in the past, and you're ready to begin the process of alchemizing this and finding a way to be okay with what happened and perhaps even grateful for the things that came from what happened. If that's you, I have a few little just tips for you to get started on this journey. So my first tip is, if you've been harmed and you want to begin to find gratitude, find forgiveness, and move on in a more positive way, the first thing you need to do is you need to feel the pain that is within you. You need to fucking feel that shit. And I mean that. If you don't feel it, you haven't accepted it. And so a lot of people will avoid feeling something because it allows them to stay in denial of what actually happened. But in order to process something, alchemize through it, and come out the other side, you have to actually feel it. Feel it in your body, feel it in your heart, feel the effects it's had on you. Obviously, in order to feel something, you have to be present, and typically the temptation when we're feeling these uncomfortable feelings after we've been hurt or harmed or deceived, it's uncomfortable, and so the temptation is to like ease the pain a little bit and numb it out a tiny bit with maybe a glass of wine, marijuana, a cigarette, there's a number of things, Facebook, sugar, whatever it is, just as a distraction. Have some friends over, play a game. So I'm going to encourage you not to numb this out and actually feel it. Feel it. It's going to hurt. It's going to move through you. You're going to be uncomfortable, and then stay there and feel it anyway. Once you feel it, you can begin to accept that this is true. Accept that this thing happened. Accept this harder, more challenging part of your reality. I'm just going to move because I had some friends come outside. So the second piece is accepting that this thing happened. Accepting that this is your truth and this is your experience. Let's see if I can get, there we go. It's a little bit better. Some bright overcast. All right, and so after you accept it, you can begin to process it. And the way I like to help people understand how to begin processing is look at the experience with curiosity. Do your best to try and remove your judgment on the situation for a moment and see if you can enter and just think about it with complete curiosity.